Hey guys, Rusty Venture here, one of the 10 people who crafted and claimed the new Prospector class ship. Let's check out this preview video of the space expansion. So that there we just saw was Howling Mine. It's going to be upgraded a little bit, it seems, with a larger entrance or no entrance. This might just be a different area where they're reusing the Howling Mine assets. And we're going to have these navigation gates. So presumably these will be a visual representation of the current navigation gates that exist when you warp. When you warp in space, you warp from point to point through these invisible gates, and that's where people can drop warp mines to stop your warping and blow you up. So I think they're adding a visual representation of those now, so that people know where to place the warp mines easier. Or they might be a new feature where we can warp to different areas of space without a warp capable ship. Or we might need to use these to use warps in the future to leave these navigation areas. It might be like a warp that we do to warp into almost like an instance area where we do the space mining. Of course, it wouldn't be proper instance. Anyone can join into it by doing the warp and PvP you. That's my guess there. And we got some downed ships and a preview of the new ship. This one is red, and it doesn't have any of the fittings on it. So as you see, it's a space mining ship. This is the front of it. This is the back. These are the same panels that were on the privateer, which is what I was using to do like a size judgment earlier. This one appears to have nothing equipped to it though. No guns and no mining turrets. So they look like they'll be manually equipped. And then there's Rocktropia. Uh, Looks like they did improve it a bit, but it still looks like shit. And it can't, as I said, it can't have that shape. Planets are round for a reason. That's how gravity works. Unless that's incredibly small, which it isn't. The speed of these new ships looks quite nice, as ships were very sluggish in the past. There's one of the old privateers, and it's hard to see the size comparison. So that's it with the mothership, but they're still quite far away. So the Prospector isn't that red ship. Maybe the red ship's like a limited version, or it's a separate ship than the Prospector that doesn't have the same mining capabilities. These ones are the stock weapons, the same as on the privateer. So these probably are not detachable, but these may be detachable, the mining equipment. Although it's likely that on these prospector ships, these are permanent affixment that you don't have to worry about replacing, and it's the other ships that will have to attach some kind of L equipment, is my guess. But we'll see when these release. And as you see, and as you can see here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turrets. So with an armament kit 4, you'll be able to use about, I think, 60% of those. So that's a total of 5 turrets that can be used simultaneously for space mining. So 5 of you can get in there and mine at the same time. Now this does look to be about the back half of a privateer with a much smaller front. I'm going to guess it's about half to 2/3 the size. So there are new space mobs, these look to be, since they're being shot at by the privateer and have erratic movement. So this is either the new cheap mining ship that we're expecting to be getting. Yeah, there we go. So there is supposed to be an L mining ship that basically any free-to-play level player is able to acquire to participate in this new space content. And I'm guessing that this is that ship, or this is just some kind of new generic enemy pirate type thing, as it says here. This is definitely an enemy. Looks like they need to properly set its axis for the 3D model, though, as it moves around very janky. Yeah, the fact that these are all flying in unison, those have got to be the new cheap ship. Let's get it forward to that. There we go. Now, is that the same model with the big gun on the front and as that one we saw earlier? Yes, it is. So yeah, this is likely to be a new uh, free-to-play class ship, particularly for combat, as well as this new ship model. This is a slightly larger version of it that's also likely to be an L ship. So it looks like we're getting at least 4 new spaceships in this update. And then here's a quick preview of space mining. So as I guessed before, space mining is essentially just hunting stationary mobs that don't fight back. So it's like on planet where they have creatures eventually become unreachable if they're not able to fight and they're stuck behind a tree or something, and then you can't shoot it. However, this is a twist on that where you can just infinitely shoot the unreachable creatures. That's the whole point of it. And I guess you're worried more about other players to get you. There's something filtered out here as well. That's strange. What are they filtering? Ah, they're hiding what your loot is. So you get loot. Yeah, they don't want you to see what the loot dropped is there. So there's a good shot of the front of the ship. And there'll be a new space mining terminal where you presumably are going to purchase. So there's a space terminal here. This is presumably where you will purchase the equipment. So the L mining tools needed for the current ships, the possibly even the cheap L ship will be purchased from that. So there's a lot of new content coming out. Can't wait to discover it with all of you.